Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes, last one of the day. So I always like to finish on a good one. Now the previous one about the PMQs and the sex noises could have been the good one, but this one I think is better. But before we go into it, I'm just going to say that this video is sponsored by Surfshark. Okay, it's me one a day that I do, in case people are wondering, and more on them later in the video. Now, every day there is a lobby meeting. One of the SPADs or one of the press officers goes down from number 10, stands in the house and, in the lobby of the house and talks to the great and the good of His Majesty's press. Does the rounds and everyone gets the sort of idea of what's going on in the day, what the agendas are, what the latest briefings is, any policy announcements, that sort of stuff. But of course, none of that's important at the moment. Nobody wants to know any of that old rubbish, do they? They've all got one question on their mind. They all want to know about dear sweet Angela. And that is problematic, you see, very problematic, because nobody wants to talk about her. Nobody in the Labour Party, that is. The line now is that the Prime Minister is deeply involved and he's fully aware and blah, 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 and all this. Of course he is. But there's also the question of the timeline. The official line is that he didn't know about it until Wednesday, unofficially. And indeed, what we all know is that he did know on Monday, and so did she. But they're all spinning it until Wednesday because of what was said Monday and Tuesday. They didn't want that coming out that they knew earlier because they were trying to cover it up. Oh, no, if we all pretend we knew it on Wednesday, then anything that went before was like, I was unaware. But we know for a fact she got the messages on Monday morning. So again, it's just lies to cover up the crime, isn't it? It's what did for Tricky Dicky, Richard Nixon. He would have got away with it if he'd just said, yeah, they went in and did that. It wasn't the crime. It wasn't the break-in that broke him. It was the cover-up and the lies that broke him. And that's what's happening here. It's lies heaped upon cancerous corruption, tax evasion, crime, fraud, call it what you will. But no comments on whether Starmer knew on Monday or Wednesday when they were asked. Apparently, I am unaware of when the Prime Minister became aware of the things that he became aware of, which we all know was on Monday. That last bit was my line. But anyway, they did, of course, then ask the important question. And this, of course, is where Angela Rayner needs to be rushing in and clearing her desk, because it looks like she's out of favour. Because the spokesman was asked, does the Prime Minister intend to keep her in her position? Is he going to back her all the way and not fire her? Radio silence. No answer. They were specific on it. They said, what? So he's definitely going to back her up, is he? He's definitely not going to fire her. And then the advice came through. He obviously had to have the SPAD obviously had to have a few moments of thinking before saying, and I shall quote you, the Prime Minister was kept updated on the steps that the DPM was taking as was appropriate. And as soon as that final legal opinion was received by the DPM on Wednesday, and by Wednesday mean Monday, she immediately took steps to refer herself to the independent advisor. Actually, she was told to take those steps by Starmer himself. And she updated the PM on the legal advice at the earliest opportunity as well. Turns around and walks away. That's it. He's not standing up for her. The SPAD could not guarantee that the Prime Minister would not fire her. We saw in an earlier video he was distancing himself, and now it looks like he's not just distancing himself, but he's running away very quickly, as fast as his chubby little legs can handle it. He wants to be nowhere near her. He does not want the fallout to affect him. Angela's gone. If he is not backing her now, she's gone. When? Who knows? Laurie Magnus, I think, is delivering tomorrow. I'll check that. But I will suggest that she's gone by the weekend. I could be completely wrong. It's just speculation. And we don't know how much ears will be bent into the standards people to try and ensure that she doesn't go. But in the eyes of everyone now, she's got to go. What a nice end to the night. The Prime Minister refusing to back Angela Rayner. Even she must see it now. Thanks very much. Enjoy your evening. And now, of course, the sponsorship bit. I hand over to my good self. Here goes. Hi, this video's sponsor is Surfshark VPN. I've used Surfshark for several years and I'm happy to recommend them to you. It is a technology that sits atop your device. You can look out into the internet and no one can see back in. It protects you from prying eyes. So you can use public networks, which are notoriously dodgy. And you can safely check your bank account or pay a bill, secure in the knowledge that you are protected. It also allows you to geolocate. So if you want to watch streaming services from another country or from your home country if you're abroad, just a simple push of the button and you are digitally transferred to one of 100 countries where with 3,200 different servers you can watch your favourite shows. And the other thing for me is when you search within the EU or Britain, there are censored results. You see this at the bottom of the search page saying EU laws have hidden certain things. But just switch to the US and all those results are instantly available. Good. Just head over to this, surfshark.com/Fox4. The link is on the screen below and get a fantastic deal with 4 free months. There is a 31-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked, but you're not going to use it. It's a technology you cannot live without. And of course, the government does not like VPNs, but that just means you definitely need one. Remember, down there, surfshark.com/Fox4, put Fox4 in at the code on the checkout, and you will have no regrets at all. So thanks and goodbye.